YouTube. How we doing, family? It's your boy, yo! And this is another episode of the Ballpark Show. I go through every MLB game every day and try and narrow it down to the plays that I personally see the most value in. Today's Thursday, August 14th. I have 3 games and 3 props at the end, so stick around. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your favorite game in the comment section below. Without further ado, let me get into today's recap. Recapping yesterday, we went 1-1. We split our highlighted plays. First, damn near the easiest play of the season, we took the Milwaukee Brewers on the run line against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Woodruff pitched a gem, 4 innings of shutout ball, but the Pirates did get to their bullpen for 5. Milwaukee's offense showed up in a big way, so it didn't matter. Final score was 12-5 Brewers. Next, this one had me genuinely sick. We took the New York Mets on the run line against the Atlanta Braves. You've got to be kidding me, bro. Score was 6-0 Mets going into the 4th. They proceeded to give up 9 runs in the inning. 6 off of Peterson, 5 batters walked. Michael Harris's grand slam didn't even go over the wall. It bounced in the outfield. Disappointing to say the least. Final score was 11-6 Atlanta. 12-9 highlighted in August. Let's get back in that win column and start a streak today. This is one of the tougher cards I've seen. A lot of toss-ups, so move with caution, but I've got 3 selections and 1 highlighted play. Without further ado, let me get into today's games. In our first matchup, we have the Seattle Mariners in Baltimore taking on the Baltimore Orioles. Mariners are minus 131 on the money line, and the total is 9.5 runs. On the mound, we have Logan Evans going for Seattle, and we have Tomoyuki Sugano going for Baltimore. This might look like a decent pitching matchup on paper, but I don't have faith in either of these guys' games moving forward. Evans has a 5.4 expected ERA, and considering he doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, this is a bad matchup against the Orioles. Sugano has a 5.7 expected ERA, walking batters and giving up hard contact. You guys know that's a recipe for disaster. I want to believe the Mariners have the better lineup, but the O's offense actually ranks higher over the last 30 days. I expect both sides to be competitive. Seattle does have an outstanding bullpen, so I want to isolate this one to the first 5 innings. I lean towards Baltimore, but I think we see at least 3 runs from both sides. We're taking the Mariners and Orioles over 5.5 runs in the first 5 innings. You can find it for minus 115 odds as our first selection. Let's move. In our next matchup, we have the Miami Marlins in Cleveland taking on the Cleveland Guardians. Guardians are minus 141 on the money line, and the total is 7.5 runs. On the mound, we have Edward Cabrera going for Miami, and we have Tanner Bybee going for Cleveland. I like both of these starting pitchers. I think we see a lower scoring duel in this one. Cabrera's had an outstanding season, 20 starts with a 3.08 ERA. Gets strikeouts, 78% ground ball rate, and I'm high on his game moving forward. On the other side, I haven't exactly been impressed by Bybee, but I see the vision. 3.7 expected ERA. If he can limit his walks, he'll be fine, especially in a matchup like this. The Guardians have a top 5 bullpen in the league, and Miami's been decent middle of the pack. I never expect too much from either of these lineups. I know we saw a higher scoring game yesterday, but I think we see something like 4-1 Cleveland tonight. I lean towards the G's, but I see more value with the under, especially at a pitcher-friendly park like Progressive. We're taking the Marlins and Guardians under 7.5 runs as our next selection. Let's move. In our last and final matchup, we have the Detroit Tigers in Minnesota taking on the Minnesota Twins. Tigers are minus 220 on the money line, and the total is 7.5 runs. On the mound, we have Tariq Skubal going for Detroit, and we have Bailey Ober going for Minnesota. This is a mismatch. You guys already know Skubal's on another level, 2.3 ERA and a 2.5 expected over 23 starts. Unreal. I do expect Ober to improve as we finish the season. All he has to do is limit his walks, but that 5.16 ERA is no bueno, and he doesn't have the best head-to-head numbers against the current Tigers lineup. Detroit has the edge in both lineup and bullpen. I don't see a way around laying the points. Skubal did give up 4 earned runs in that last start against the Angels, but their offense has been way hotter than the Twins over the last 30 days. I think he pitches a gem tonight. We're taking the Tigers on the run line. You can find it for minus 125 odds as our highlighted selection of the evening. All right, guys, let's get into those props. 3 for today, and I'll get you in and out of here. First, we're taking Cal Raleigh of the Seattle Mariners to get 1 run or RBI. I expect the Mariners' offense to be rolling against Sugano, and Cal's top of the league in hard contact. Next, we're taking Francisco Lindor of the New York Mets to get 1 run or RBI. Mets have me sick, but they should be able to get to Elder. Lindor's got a 1.8 OPS head-to-head. he gets on the board. Last but definitely not least, we're taking Ezekiel Tovar of the Colorado Rockies to get 2 or more bases. He averages a 3.75 against Rodriguez, and he always finds a way to get on the board in cores. And that's going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. 12-9 on all highlighted plays in August, and we're not splitting this one. Let's get back in that win column and start a streak today. I appreciate your support so much. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, yo! And until the next one, I'ma catch y'all. Peace.